Hey everyone, this is Shawn recording for Hipsters of the Coast Ensnaring, Cambridge. And basically, this is my first M15 draft and also my first time using the new client. So I guess expect some punts. Let's kind of check out what we have here. Uh, Paragon seems pretty reasonable. I like Frostlinks a lot. And Swiftclaw is a good card. I mean, I think that in this format, it seems to be reasonably fast, and you really want to curve out. You really want a lot of two drops, so that might be a reason to take that over something else. Um, as for me, I'm not entirely sure what I want here. I get Void Snare might also be an option. I'm tempted to take Frostlinks, and that's what I'm going to take. I really like Frostlinks as like kind of a tempo card, and yeah, we will see. All right, I do not want to change the color scheme. Let's see what I got. Dauntless River Marshal seems definitely very good. I mean, 2-1 for 2 is fine in and of itself, but being a 3-2 for 2 that can tap creatures is definitely really insane. Aeronaut Tinkerer is fine. It would keep us in blue. Just as a 2-3 for 3, it's not that bad. And if we do end up getting a couple artifacts, it seems like it could be something good. Basically, Blast Firebolt I think is a little expensive, but is fine. Covenant of Blood, same thing. So I think here I want to go with the Dauntless River Marshal. The first card I have is blue, so you know it does commit us to two colors, kind of off the bat. But if one of these dries out, it's still acceptable. I think it's better. It's just better than the other options. All right, and I will turn the sounds off at some point. Let's see what we have here. Got Phyto Titan, which seems fine. Seems a little slow. Peel from Reality is a good blue option, and I mean Typhoid Rats would be okay if we were in black. I think Peel from Reality is just the pick here. I'm not sure what just happened there. Okay, well, I'll change my color scheme. That's my picks. Alright, what do we like here? So we have, what does this Sliver do? Sliver becomes a spell or ability, counter it. The creature deals combat damage to player, may draw a card. This guy's a little bit expensive. And I don't think you want too many of them, but he seems okay. Heliod's Pilgrim is a possible option. I'm not really sure what our best bets are for searching for auras. I know that like White Red auras is pretty good because you get the Fist card that can shock. I think that this seems like a reasonable card as well. Pillar of Light. I think I'm going to take this card, the 4-drop. I'm not sure if that's right. Could be entirely wrong. Like I said, I haven't really played much of this format, so okay. What do we have here? Avarice Amulet. Equip creature has +2 vigilance at the beginning of your upkeep. Draw a card. When that dies, yeah, I don't think I want to play that. Boomweaver Giant seems pretty expensive. Living Totem is fine if we want to be like blue-green, kind of like a blue-green tempo deck or whatever. I don't think Divine Favor and Meditation Puzzle are really what we want here. Could take the pricey Manipulator Tyrant's Machine. I think I'm actually going to take the Satyr Wayfinder here. I mean, ideally we want to be blue-white because we have the Dauntless River Marshal. But if we end up kind of like more like blue-green tempo or something like that, then I think that we would want the Satyr Wayfinder. Here we have kite fins, which is pretty expensive. I mean, 6 drop, I'm not sure if that's really where we want to be. Tinkerer, like I said, is fine, even just as a 2-3 for 3. Could take the plummet if we thought we were going to be in green. And Sungrius Pegasus is okay, but I mean, unless I had like a bunch of auras or something. I'm going to take the Tinkerer here. I think it's probably our safest pick. Add to picks. Alright, well, it does seem like blue is open. I'm never sure how to evaluate this card, Chrono Stutter, because 6 is just so much mana. I think here we just take the Coral Barrier. It's a pretty reasonable card. It's a wall that makes a guy, and some of the time that guy's unblockable, which is awesome. Okay. Here we could take Encrust. Encrust is not great removal, but it's fine. I don't think Glacial Crasher is where you want to be unless you're in blue-red, and then I'm still not sure if it's where you want to be. We can take the Heliod's Pilgrim here. I kind of like that. It doesn't necessarily like totally commit us to white. I mean, I'm not sure how good Hot Soup is, so let's take the Pilgrim. All right. Return to the ranks. This card is a little bit hard for me to evaluate. X target creature with green mana costs 2 or less. I mean, right now we have potentially 2, and while I want my curve to include a lot of 2-drops, I just don't think it's really the kind of card we necessarily want. I think we're just gonna take the Void Snare here. And here I think we will take a negate for the sideboard. I guess I can put it in the sideboard, right? Radiant Fountain is a card I might play one of. And I can't imagine getting enough slivers so that Diffusion Sliver would really be worth it. But I can't imagine ever playing Staff of the Death Magus. I mean, I guess we take Hydra Surge and add it to the sideboard. Same thing with State of Denial. I don't mind having a counter spell, but I think that one's pretty expensive. Alright. So, not a bad start. It seems like blue is open. Potentially we're pairing it with white now because we have a Dawn's River Marshal and a Heliod's Pilgrim. We don't have any auras to get with Heliod's Pilgrim yet, so yeah, I guess we're open to see if we open any bombs or anything in pack 2. I don't want to hide the Wayfinder just yet, but I do want to move the negate to the sideboard because I doubt that I will play it in the main deck. Alright, so here our options are, if we want it to be green, like blue-green tempo, we would take Elvish Mystic. I think the safest pick here is Nimbus of the Isles, just a 3/3 flyer for 5. If we had more white cards, I think Sanctified Charge could potentially be the pick. Midnight Guard is fine. Like I said, I think I'm not super... I'm not experienced at all with this format, so it seems to me that we definitely know we're in blue, and that even though 5 mana is kind of a lot, having an evasive guy is kind of, I think, where we want to be. So I think I'm going to take the safe pick, Nimbus of the Isle, shipping the Mystic and the Charge and the that kind of stuff. Alright. So what do we have here? We have first response, beginning of each upkeep if you lost life last turn. Alright. Roaring Primodox is interesting. If we want it to be like I said, I keep going back to this blue-green idea because I'm not 100% sold that we're white. I do like Dauntless River Marshal a lot, but with Primodox, we could return Wayfinder during our upkeep, which is sweet. Frostlinks during our upkeep. Coral Barrier during our upkeep. I actually think that has a lot of upside to it. Um, huh. Safe pick is potentially divination. I love drawing cards, so it's awesome. Oppressive Raise is fine as a removal spell, but not a great one. I kind of wish I had taken the Elvish Mystic now, because I'm pretty tempted to take this Roaring Primadox. I think that it's what I want to take. I think it has high enough upside that that we're gonna try it. All right, Jolira. So I can sack another creature, reveal cards on the top of my library until I reveal a legendary number. So it's just polymorph. How good is polymorph? I mean, I imagine this just seems like a little bit overcosted, and it's pretty cool to get rid of like a set Wayfinder and find a Nimbus the Isle or something, but I'm not entirely sure it's what we want to do. What do we like here? Gather Courage is a fine trick. The Path Mage, like I said, I think is a little expensive. Pilgrim, if we were sure we were blue-white and had a lot more stuff, had a lot more auras to get, then I would be more intent to take that. But I think I want to take this Netcaster Spider. It's a 2/3 reach guy that occasionally becomes a 4/3 reach guy. So, jeez. All right. So Stormtide Leviathan is, I mean, just ridiculously expensive. I'm not really sure if it's exactly where we want to be, but against some decks, I mean, it's just unbeatable. Jesus' Ingenuity is a card I would consider taking. Bronze Sable is actually fine just to fill out the curve. Geez. I think Stormtide Leviathan is just a little bit too expensive. I mean, I guess if we were going to get there with a color, it'd probably be blue-green, but I don't know. I think I'm going to just take this Jesus' Ingenuity, because I like drawing cards. Alright, what do we have here? We have the Pretender, who's kind of a bad clone, but he's still fine. We have Paragon of Gathering Mists, and we have quite a few blue creatures. That's something we consider taking. Encrust, like I said, it's an okay removal spell. I think we just want the Paragon here. The Pretender is interesting, but I think the Paragon is just better. We have a lot of blue creatures right now, and yeah, and it's cheaper as well. So, wow. All right, that is a late Mystic. I think it's just what we want to take here. Research Assistant is fine, and it's a card that I would like for my deck. But it seems at this point we're going to be blue-green, and taking the card that ramps you just seems like the best pick. Here, I mean, we either hate in Erexos Swiftclaw or we take a Titanic Growth. I'm not sure how I feel about Titanic Growth. It's not the worst pump spell. And I think we could potentially deal with a Swiftclaw. I guess I will take the. I don't really like hating cards. It just most of the time it just doesn't seem super effective. All right. Here our options are Brawler's Plate, which I think is just a little bit too expensive. It's not bad. Ornithopter, the only reason we would take it is because we have the Tinkerer. But I mean, I think that if you want to play Ornithopter, you need multiple Shrapnel Blasts, and you really need a reason to play an O2. So I think here we'll take Verdant Haven. I'm not sure if we'll play it necessarily, but it seems fine. All right, here I'm never sure on how to evaluate this guy. I just don't think he's that spectacular. We can take the Chrono Stutter. It does cost 6, that's a lot. Quick creature can't be blocked. Seems okay. Chrono Stutter. We'll take the Chrono Stutter. I'm not sure if it's not something we necessarily want to play though. So here we either take Divination or a Naturalize for the sideboard. I'm inclined to take the divination. Yeah, we'll turn picks. And I will take another Peel from Reality. What are the chances we play Vine Weft? Which is +1/+1. You turn it from your graveyard to your hand. Not that good. I think I'd rather just take this Rummaging Goblin. Can't imagine we play any of these cards, so Fugitive Wizard, a 1/1 for 1 is just not what you want. Let's take the Invisibility. So pack 2 was reasonable. I mean, I think it did cement us into blue-green. So I'm going to hide these, or move the white cards to the sideboard. And I'm going to move the Radiant Fountain to the sideboard as well. A lot of ways to bounce things, which works out with our Satyr Wayfinder. Double Peel from Reality, Roaring Primadox. What I'd like to get here is just a bunch of lower curve creatures, especially ones with into the battlefield abilities. Okay. I think Obelisk of Erd might just be a little bit too expensive. I mean, if I was playing something like the white token-based decks, I think Obelisk of Erd would just be a slam pick. As is, I'm just not sure. Dauntless River Marshal is going to taunt me. There's a chance I just take it. I definitely want to play these green cards, but having 2 Dauntless River Marshals is pretty sweet. We could take a Venom Sliver, just have a 1/1 Death Touch for 2, which is not spectacular, but not the worst. Could take a Dissipate. I think I'd like to play a Dissipate in this type of deck. I don't think we want another, and I think we can get another Path Mage later if we want it. We could just take a Bronze Sable. I really don't want to first pick a Bronze Sable. We're going to take the Dissipate. I think it's entirely possible that is incorrect. But Rebel Master is pretty good. Murklurker is also good. I'm trying to think of the possibility of splashing like a swamp off of Evolving Wilds or something like that, but we don't have an Evolving Wild, so that's not spectacular. Don't mind Bronze Sable here. Living Totem is interesting. Does have a +1/+1. Puts a +1/+1 counter on another creature when it comes into play, which is something we'd want with something like having multiple Peel from Realities. 4 mana is kind of a lot though, and it's kind of questionable whether we might just want like another Nimbus. I don't think we take another Tinkerer here. Could take a Bronze Sable just for curve considerations. I want to take the Living Totem though. Not entirely sure about that, but all right. Cruel Sadist I think is pretty good. It's kind of a Chronometon-ish kind of card. Heat Ray is good. I don't think Wall of Frost is necessarily what our deck wants. Though I don't think we really want another Peel from Reality here. I think I'm kind of leaning toward just taking another Runeclaw Bear. I guess, I will pick up another Path Mage and I probably would play it, but I think we just want to take the card that is lower on the curve. Like another Satyr Wayfinder or something like that. Alright, what do we have here? Alright, Curd Chieftain. This could be the kind of card we'd want to splash. I mean, I don't think this card is that spectacular. Let's check the Welkin turn. I mean, if we're like blue-green tempo. Yeah, I didn't initially see the Welkin turn, so I think that's much safer. Alright. Here, I think we just take the Polymorphous Jest. It seems like it could be kind of a huge blowout. I wouldn't mind playing an Evolving Wilds. Shawn of Spring I think is expensive, but I think it's something that our deck would play. But I think this is just the the card we want. All right, what do we want here? All right, well, I think Research Assistant is the card we really want here. This is this card worth anything? That is the question. All right, well, we will select this. How do I even do this? All right, let's see. Store? It's not store. Home. Yeah, I have no idea how to navigate this. Yeah. Play lobby, store. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea if this Sliver of Hive Lord is worth any tickets. I'd imagine it is because it's a mythic. But at the same time, a lot of casual cards just aren't worth as much online. Because people aren't playing a lot of Commander or whatever. Here we take the Merc Lurker. We could, once again, we don't have an Evolving Wilds, and I don't really love just playing a swamp for no real reason. Carnivorous Moss. What is it? Moss Beast is pretty expensive. I don't know if we play another Divination though. I think we might almost rather take a card for the top of the curve. Here, I think we'll just take the Runeclaw Bear. Torrance Machine is fine, but I think we really want to fill up our curve. Runeclaw Bear is definitely unexciting for the record, but alright, here is another Path Mage. So we will take it, and I'd imagine that we will play it. Our curve is pretty reasonable here. It seems like no one is in blue-black. I'm just going to take this here, because I would prefer not to play against it. But I'm going to put it on the sideboard. Here. I think Krenko's Enforcer is the best card against us, so we'll take that. I can't imagine playing any of these cards, so sideboard. I think Broodkeeper is probably the strongest cards here, so we'll just take that. Glacial Crasher. Alright. So we definitely have some things to cut. But definitely not an insane deck by any stretch, but it seems reasonable. We have what looks like a good curve. We have a couple tempo cards. We don't have any like real solid removal, but you know, there just isn't a lot of removal in blue-green, so that's something to consider. I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. So our deck is 27 cards, so that's just too many. All right, I think we want to keep the. Here, let's put this up here. Here, let's see if we can separate it. Okay. I think we want the double peel. Not sure if we want this Titanic Growth though. I'm gonna put that up here for now. Definitely want the Wayfinder, the Bear, Turn, Research Assistant. Not sure if we want the Tinkerer because we have no artifacts at all. Not even, you know, something we could potentially play. Okay, so put the Divination down here because I think I would like to play the Divination. Dissipate, Polymorphous Jess. Chase's Ingenuity. It goes right here. Okay. I think this card is just too expensive. I have no idea though. Like I said, it definitely is a little unfortunate that I haven't had a lot of experience with this format. 6 just seems like a lot though for a pseudo removal spell. So I think I'm going to put it to the side. We saw them go pretty late as well. So we got to cut one more card. I'm not really sure about this Verdant Haven. We're not really like a ramp deck per se. But some of the abilities are kind of expensive. Like Path Mage's ability is expensive. The Primadox, if we're returning things to our hand every turn, then that's something we would want more mana for. Basically, we want to cut one more card. It might be the Moss Beast, but I kind of like having one card kind of at the top of our curve. I wonder if I'm missing something like kind of obvious here that is just bad. But I don't think so. What do we take out here? We just take out the Verdant Haven. You know, we're not adding. We're not playing 3 colors. It does ramp, but it doesn't. Yeah, you know, we really don't have that many things at the top of the curve. So we'll add basic lands. What do you suggest? 11-6. I just don't think that's right. Let's okay. Sort by color. I mean, there's definitely a lot more blue cards than green cards, but we want to have green early for stuff like Elvish Mystic and Runeclaw Bear. I think this is kind of a 10-7 deck. We'll go 10-7. Add to deck. I don't think we want Radiant Fountain here. I don't think there's really any reason to do that. So, like I said, this is my first M15 draft, so we will try it, and I'll see you guys in round 1.